Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire includes a rock and roll-centric soundtrack to add multiple songs to the Titan action. The MonsterVerse movies are best known for the massive action sequences they are capable of delivering thanks to having central characters like Godzilla and Kong. Both monsters return in Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire as they are forced to work together to stop a new threat, Scar King, from taking over the world. While the film's sound predominantly comes from the score and sound effects, there is also a mixture of recognizable and lesser-known songs in Godzilla x Kong. Since a large portion of the movie is set in Hollow Earth and focuses on the experience and emotions of the Titans, there is not an opportunity for a robust Godzilla x Kong soundtrack. The movie primarily limits itself to using songs as part of the human story or during action sequences. In either case, Dan Stevens' Trapper is a common thread when it comes to where songs play in Godzilla x Kong. Whether it is Trapper picking the tunes or them enhancing different scenes, a mixture of rock, love, R&B, and more songs can be heard. When every song on the Godzilla x Kong soundtrack plays in the movie. There are 8 songs in The New Empire. Welcome to My World, by Jim Reeves, the first song heard when watching Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire is Jim Reeves' version of Welcome to My World. The song was first linked to the movie through one of the trailers. In the final cut, Welcome to My World can be heard during the opening scene and introduction to Hollow Earth. It plays as Kong runs through the MonsterVerse location to introduce audiences to Kong's world. I Gotcha, by Greenflow. Greenflow's R&B song, I Gotcha, is the next to be heard in the movie, but it comes a bit later. It begins to play in the introduction scene for Trapper, as Dan Stevens sings the song. It plays as Trapper extracts Kong's hurting tooth and replaces it with a metal one. Twilight Zone, by Golden Earring. The third entry on the Godzilla x Kong soundtrack is Golden Earring's Twilight Zone. It plays as Trapper, Irene, Bernie, Jia, and Michael begin flying through the portal to enter Hollow Earth. It can be heard briefly after they and Kong arrive in Hollow Earth before it fades out. Hardwired, by Jordan F. The next song in the movie plays as Kong gets his new powered glove. Hardwired plays as Trapper fits it onto Kong and heals his hand from the frostbite. The inclusion of this song has an added layer of meaning for Godzilla x Kong. Hardwired is a song originally created for the Guest 2 original soundtrack, a soundtrack made by director Adam Wingard to serve as a sequel to his original thriller The Guest, also starring Dan Stevens. Turn Me Loose, by Loverboy. The Godzilla x Kong soundtrack adds Loverboy to the mix by playing Turn Me Loose. This song comes at the beginning of Godzilla x Kong's ending when Trapper returns to the Iwi pyramids with bioelectric creatures. The song continues to play as the creatures distract Scar King and his army until Godzilla and Kong return to Hollow Earth. I Was Made for Lovin' You, by Kiss. Kiss contributes to the list of songs in Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire when I Was Made for Lovin' You begins to play. It is heard as Scar King, Shimo, Godzilla, and Kong arrive on the surface of Earth and begin to battle in Rio de Janeiro. Day After Day, by Badfinger. The last song heard in the movie's ending is Badfinger's Day After Day. It plays over a montage wrapping up storylines for different characters. The footage shown includes the human characters celebrating Scar King's defeat, Mothra repairing the wall in Hollow Earth, and more. Samba Tov, by Orlin Devo. The Godzilla x Kong credits include one final song for audiences to hear. Samba Tov, by Orlin Devo is the last piece of music that plays in the movie as the list of names of everyone who worked on the movie scrolls. Where to listen to the Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire soundtrack. The score is by Junkie XL2. Godzilla and Kong roar into the sky in Godzilla x Kong The New Empire. The Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire soundtrack is not currently available on Apple Music or Spotify. However, all the songs can be found on various music platforms individually. The good news is that the score is already released through Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, official soundtrack. This gives audiences a chance to re-listen to the musical work of Tom Hokenborg, aka Junkie XL, and Antonio Di Iorio.